He sold you a story, a villain in creed, to hide the real sickness, the ulterior need. You focused on Roffus, the rebel they named, while the architect quietly continued his game.
Can't you see, can't you see?
They pointed at Roffus and shouted rebellion, made him the face of a spiritual hellion. But the charges were crafted, the evidence thin, a show for the family to keep them all in. They needed a fall guy, a scapegoat to blame, to divert your attention, a strategic shame. While the real rot was festering, hidden from sight, protected by layers of doctrinal might. They sold you a story, a villain and creed, to hide the real sickness, the ulterior need. You focused on Roffus, the rebel they named, while the architect quietly continued his game.
Can't you see, can't you see?
The meetings in Georgia, the prep and the fear, were all based on whispers for Woodro to hear. He fed the division, he stoked the dispute, to make his own trespasses appear resolute. He painted a target on one man's chest, so you wouldn't go looking for all of the rest. The bad seed he planted was meant to obscure that his own hidden garden was far from pure. They sold you a story, a villain and creed, to hide the real sickness, ulterior need. You focused on Roffus, the rebel they named, while the architect quietly continued his game.
Can't you see, can't you see?
They talked of advantage, a demonic phrase, a script that was written to cloud up the days. The steroids, the women, the carnal decline, were all smoke and mirrors, a clever design to make you believe that the threat was just one, a convenient narrative easily done. But the strings were all pulled by the teacher so false, using Roffus's name to reinforce his own walls. They sold you a story, a villain and creed, to hide the real sickness, ulterior need. You focused on Roffus, the rebel they named, while the architect quietly continued his game.
Can't you see, can't you see?
The call for two witnesses, biblical and fair, was a rule they applied with selective care. For Roffus they demanded it, proof beyond doubt, but for Woodro's own secrets they'd never come out. He used the deflection, the oldest of tricks, pointing at splinters while hiding his bricks. He sacrificed Roffus to save his own skin, a calculated, unholy, and self-serving win. They sold you a story, a villain and creed, to hide the real sickness, the ulterior need. You focus on Roffus, the rebel they named, while the architect quietly continued his game.
Can't you see, can't you see?
So see the whole picture, the shadow and light, the man who was wronged and the one who took flight. Not Roffus from truth, but Woodro from blame, a cowardly leader who traffics in shame. The cage that they build has a two-sided lock, one for the pawn and one for the rock. The rock of his ego is hidden transgression, the ultimate source of this toxic confession. The villain you saw was a piece of the play, the real one still hiding and leading you astray.